We have a 28-day month, okay? Love, a month of love, Black History, my people. And we just budgeted our numbers, doing a little monthly reset. In this video, we are going to go over the monthly budget for the month of February. We're going over the calendar, our goals, and we're going over what we're going to bring in and what we're expected to bring out. If you don't know, my name is Mo, and I am on my financial freedom journey with my husband, and I share all my numbers on this video here, okay? On this channel and these videos, all the things. So if you're interested in that and you like content that's sharing numbers, financial transparency, I'm talking everything money, make sure you click that button and you subscribe to join this family. My goal for January 2026 is to have 6,000 subscribers. Will we reach the goal? I don't know, but I know the family's growing and I'm so grateful for it. Also, I am creating a membership, a YouTube membership. This is called Paper by Moe membership, available here on YouTube. We have 3 different tiers and I'm so excited. You're going to get some behind the scenes content. You're also going to just get a little bit more personal with myself, more personal with their numbers. It's so we can get our numbers together, so we can get it together. That's literally the purpose of the membership. So make sure you be on the lookout for that. And you also sign up for one of the memberships. Now, I do own paperbymoe.com. That is where I sell a whole bunch of printables. You got free printables. You heard me? Free printables. So if you need something for 0.00000, that's what you can go do. You can go get your little free printable. But we also have other printables that are $1, $2. And then you have budget planners. These are downloadable and printable budget planners, and they range from $10 to $30. So everything is super affordable. Make sure you guys go check that out on paperbymoe.com. Also, every Sunday, I post a brand new blog and I talk about the numbers, okay? I'm talking about community. I'm talking about financial independence, retirement, debt, savings, everything you can possibly think of. So make sure you guys go check that out as well. And make sure you stay tuned. This is my budget planner. This is my 2026. Isn't she pretty? 2026 budget planner. It's just a binder. I know you was gonna say it's just a binder, and it is. You're not wrong. But I like calling it my budget planner because I was once upon a time making physical budget planners. It was a lot of work. It's very tedious. But sometimes all you need is a paper and pen and, a notebook or a binder, whatever. So that's what I do in here. Again, all of these printables you will be able to find on paperbymoe.com, except this monthly bill tracker. And they're now not just this, but you also are going to see some things that will be exclusive to the YouTube membership. But this will be exclusive to the YouTube membership monthly bill tracker. And basically it just has all the bills. The P stands for like which paycheck we're going to use. The B is for both. 2 is for the second. 1 is for the first paycheck because we will be dividing up all of our bills. Bingo, 2026 bingo is also going to be one of those things that's available on paperbymoe.com. So this is a printable. These sheets that you're seeing are printables from my Mo Budget Less Problems budget planner. Digital budget planner, and I just print them all. That's all I do. Nothing too crazy, if you will. Now I do print on cardstock because I like the weight of thick, heavy paper. Now you do see light come in because it is sunlight outside, and I do record in front of a window. I hope it doesn't bother you guys too much, but these are the only times that I'm available to actually budget and record with ample light because I do work a full-time job, you guys. Okay, so let's talk about pens because I love a good pen. I'm a Pilot pen girl. So we have red, green, black, purple, all the things. All right, so here's our calendar. Now, it starts from Sunday, it goes to Saturday, and we always have a monthly quote. I love a good quote, me personally, okay? So you will only benefit from tracking your expenses if you actually take action and do things different the next time. This is something I'm continuously working on. I hate recording me doing transactions because 1 is tedious, and 2, I hate it, okay? It's just, I think 1 has like a 1A, 1B, 1 subsection C, 2.3 subsection F. Like, that's how I feel about the tedious part. It's just so much. I gotta go through my credit cards, go through my debit cards, my husband's credit card, my husband's debit card, and go through everything. And then you see it and then you're depressed. Okay? That's the truth of the matter. I mean, that's kind of why I suck at doing it. But just because I suck doesn't mean I can't do it. Okay, so first things first, I like to do the calendar. You have to know how many days you have in the month. It's February, we got 28. Why do you have to know how many days, you ask? It's really simple. You want to know how many paychecks you're going to get, and that is why I like to start us off. So Sunday starts on the 1st. Sunday starts on the 1st. The 1st starts on Sunday, y'all. Girl, get it together. I'm going to turn to the side because I am a side writer. So February 1st is on a Sunday. So then we're going to count and go up from there for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, holiday, kind of, sort of, 15, 16, 17, 18, I hope you guys can see this, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, I promise that is a 6, 27, 28. So we're starting on a Sunday and we're ending the month off on a Saturday. Okay. Now we're gonna go ahead and write down our paydays because that's important. We're here for the money, honey. We are only here for the money. Okay, so the first time we're gonna get paid, first of all, my husband and I, we get paid on Fridays ish. I get paid on a Thursday, but I just say it's that Friday just to make life easier. So we get paid on a Friday, or we document that we get paid on a Friday, and we get paid bi-weekly. Now, January was a 3 paycheck month for us. So that whole first week in February, we're not going to get paid. We're going to get paid the following week. So the 13th and the 27th. Okay. So that's what we're going to put here. We're going to say payday and the 27th. Payday. Okay. Payday. Now we're gonna do in purple because the 14th is the day of love, darling. Okay, so Valentine's Day. Now my husband and I, when it comes to Valentine's Day, I usually like to spend it inside the house. I don't really like going outside too much because we go on a lot of dates when it's just us anyway. And then Valentine's Day, everything is so much more expensive, so much more packed. Like, it's so hard to book anything. So we are homebodies, okay? I love a good game and a home cooked meal and some wine, okay? That's usually my jam when we do, or let's go to a cabin. I like a cabin. So, but life. Okay, so that is our calendar for February. We do have some birthdays in the month of February. We were planning to travel. However, we are in the DMV, specifically the M. And the snow has really been affecting us because we weren't as prepared as we thought we were. So we won't be going anywhere for the month of February. Now let's move along and go to our monthly goals. Again, I like to write hard, so I will just put these on top of the other. Okay, this should make the lighting a little better. I went ahead and tried to invert the shades. Okay, so when it comes to goals, my husband and I, we sit down, we try to figure out, like, one, whose birthday it is, because obviously we need to pay for whatever gift we're gonna do or travel. And then 2, what's going on. Okay, we got to figure out what's going on. Like, 1, we have cars, they're older, so they might need something. 2, health wise, you going to the doctor? Am I going to the doctor? You going to the dentist? I'm going to like things like that. So that's how we figure out. We also talk about business wise when it comes to YouTube. Am I trying to put some money? Am I going to put more time? Things like that. We just sit down and we talk about every aspect of life, including spiritual, our Bible study plan, like all the things. So what we're going to do is we're just going to put O and then we're going to put Mo, because that's kind of how we have them set up right now. Not a lot of goals, just because when we make a lot of goals, I find it that we struggle to do them. But really quickly, Speaking of goals, I think also when you're making monthly goals and weekly goals and daily goals, you got to look at your yearly goals. So just for reminding myself, 2026 bingo, this is for me. Mine is in pink. This is for a certification. I do have it covered just because I like to keep it a little close to the chest. God ordained local lifelong friend group. That's, a work in progress, but that's kind of hard. You got to socialize. And I'm going to be honest, I don't socialize in the snow too much. Just got to say it. At least a 5% salary increase. Consistent therapy, healthy living and relaxing, a free space, weekly consistent physical health. Paper by Moe brings in $1,000 a month plus monthly profit. Student loans become below $40,000. Our house savings is between $75,000 and or we purchase an affordable home. Like, we really don't want to be house poor. Paper by Moe has 50,000 YouTube subscribers. That is a very big goal, I know. Start saving for used SUV. End goal will be $20,000 by the end of 2027. Specifically with the snow, we're gonna have to save money and get our little cars in the snow. Whoa. Consistent couples maintenance, meaning dates and trip fund. So I'm reading this off. You're like, girl, we're talking about February. Yes, but February is important because this is month 2 in a 12-month process. 2026 is a 12-month process. Same thing with my husband. His covered. He is trying to get a certification as well. Again, we just try to keep stuff like this a little close to the vest. Okay, so by the end of 2026, he wants to have a $100,000 salary, period. He wants a new job that he loves with 9 to 5 hours. Currently, my husband works overnight. Take a trip out of the country with his wife. Oh, no, that's right, Bookie. And then he has a free space. He wants to create a YouTube channel about, I don't know what, but we will see. Attract the right friends locally. Less than 5 figures for student loan debt. So my husband maybe owns in the teen thousands right now for his student loan. So he wants to be, $9,999 or less. And then weekly dates, and then family meeting once a month, and then read physical Bible with my wife throughout the week. And that is something that is going to be one of our monthly goals, and then create new memories with our wife. So these are our yearly goals, which also I'm bringing it up, like I said, because we have to incorporate it into our monthly goals. So when it comes for me, when it comes to YouTube, I will be going live for YouTube membership, okay, for the month of February. Membership goes live and successful. I try to be intentional about what I write. Successful, okay? So it's live and it's successful. Another thing, I was just telling you guys, we have older cars, so I need to get some car repair. I don't know, can't explain it, but my husband said something about a gasket, so that needs to be done. Same thing with my husband. He has to get himself some car repairs. Can't tell you exactly what it is, but it's something that needs to be fixed. These are going to cost money. We don't know exactly how much yet, but this is something we have to have on our radar because we need to eventually tap into our sinking funds to address this. And then another thing, I got myself, and my husband has one as well, a daily planner, so we can plan out our days and weeks, so we can just be a little bit more consistent with that and intentional. I find it that we get, or at least me, I get way more things done when I write it down. So, and my husband says it works for him too. So that is one of our goals. Plan out our weeks and days in our daily planner. Plan out, I'm gonna say days and weeks in daily planner. Okay, and then I'm gonna say that for my husband as well. Plan out days and weeks in daily planner. Okay, and then after that, we also have, now my husband and I, this is another one that we both will have. Again, we are both trying to get a certification, so we need to make sure that we're being consistent with our studying daily. Consistent daily studying. Ooh, that's a C. Consistent daily studying. And that's going to come down here for me. Consistent daily studying. Now we want it to be efficient, and we also want it to be working, right? We want to memorize the things, understand the things, know the procedures, all the things. And then is this last but not least? I don't think so. Okay, so my husband also said, hey, we need to be reading our Bible daily. And we do have a daily Bible study. It's a little timely, and that's why we fall off, because it's about 5-6 pages, as opposed to like a paragraph, or so that comes up a lot too. So daily, that was crazy, daily Bible reading, and I'm gonna put that under mine as well. Daily Bible reading. Okay. Now last but not least, my husband, he said, listen, I want us to get pre-approved for a home loan. And I said, what? So that's what we're going to put on here. Pre-approval home loan. We have been having like a lot of things come up with the apartment that we're living in. So I understand him wholeheartedly. I so get it. It's just a lot. So I get why he says this. So these are our goals, and let's get into our money for our monthly budget. Okay, we are gonna write February. Okay, now let's get our handy dandy calculator. This is also available on my Amazon storefront if you like the calculator. And let's get into the numbers. So my husband and I, we kind of guesstimate what it is we're going to bring in, due to the fact that, one, my husband is not salary, he's hourly. So it depends. Maybe he's sick, maybe he didn't work as many hours, or maybe he worked many more hours, right? So his check might be bigger or smaller, but we try to do like worst case scenario, just because that's just who we are. That's just who we are. And it works for us. I would prefer to be surprised with more money than less money. I don't want to prepare for money coming in and we don't get that money. Like, who wants that? Nobody. Okay. So we estimate at minimum, he's going to bring in $1,600 per check. We're getting paid 2 times. So we're going to times that by 2. That's going to save $3,200. That's $3,200 for the month. So we're going to put O income. I should have said full-time, but I didn't. That's okay. And then M income, and that is for full-time as well. Now, when we budget, we are zero-based budgeting. So we're going to say we're starting off with $0, because every dollar that we do have in our checking account, savings account, whatever, it's all accounted for. That's why we say $0. So for my husband's income, we're saying he's expected to bring in $3,200. Okay. Put a little comma. And then for my income, and I know now that this is a little smaller, but we said $2,800 for me. I am paid salary. So even when I go to work a little bit more, it doesn't matter. I'm getting the same check regardless. So that's $2,800, 2 checks times 2. That's going to be $5,600. Put a little comma there. So we're going to take $5,600 and then we're going to plus the $3,200. And now we have $8,800. That is our expected income at minimum for February 2026. Okay. Now we're going from our income, and then we're going to move on to our fixed expenses. And what are our fixed expenses? These are just our bills. These are just our bills. Okay. So for us, let me take this out. Okay. So for us, we want to cover every bill that we have. There is one bill that I put on here as a bill that we're not really covering, and that's wax, because that goes towards our sinking funds. I just take the money from our sinking fund account and then pay my wax bill. And another bill we won't be necessarily going to putting over fixed expenses is our student loans, because we don't have it automated yet. But we will, okay? We will. I'm struggling with this a little bit. Okay, so first things first, we're going to have our rent, and that is the category. Rent. Okay, so our rent total, we do have a discount for this number. That's why it is $1,545, but it is $1,545. And then we also have our water and sewage. water / sewage. This also comes out of our rent, but you got to pay a little bit more. Hope that makes some type of sense, right? It's not like water and sewage coming out at $15.45. It's all billed together. That's what I'm trying to say. And then next up, we have our internet bill. And this is $50 currently. Then we have a gym membership, and that is $70. Then we have our car insurance, which is we said $185.84 or $85, but this is gonna be going up. I don't know if it's going up in February or in March. So we budgeted to be $185.84. Not 85. I know it says 85, but we literally budgeted to be $185.84. We used what we paid for in January, which was $185.84. Okay. Now our electricity bill for February is actually going to be $165.29. Oops, $165.29. Okay. And then next up, we have our subscriptions. Now, our subscriptions are our Apple Music, our Apple Storage, our Hulu. And then I think my husband was telling me he has another storage. So this 99 cents is for my storage. So we put down just a flat rate of $25. Now we do my mom has a deal with maybe AT&T for Netflix. No, not for Netflix, for Peacock. And so we use that, and then my mom pays for Netflix. So we do have other streaming services, other subscriptions, but this is currently what we are paying for. It might go up because we do try to share, in our community, and share the cost, share the load. So there's that. Okay, so the next thing we have is our phone bill. Speaking of sharing the load, my husband and I are paying the phone bill, but this is for me, my husband, and my mom. So this costs $182, right? Yes, $182. Okay, and then the next one is our life insurance. Okay, so that is 108, where is it? 108.04. 108.04. So our life insurance is for 4 policies. My husband has 2. He has a term and a whole, and then I have 2, a term and a whole. So that is where the $108.04 go. So we have rent, water, internet, gym, car insurance, electricity, life insurance, Apple, Hulu, which is our subscriptions. Wax, we're not accounting for. We got our phone, but we don't have our student loans, and I'll explain once we get towards the debt. Okay, so let's count these numbers up. I'll put this over here. It's just a little easier this way. So we got $15.45 plus $105 plus $50 plus $70 plus $185.84 plus $165.29 plus 25 plus 182 plus 108.04. Okay, so that's $2,436.17. Remember, this is not including our student loan bills, just because we're going to address that in the debt. Okay, so that is $2,436.17. We're going to take that and we're going to subtract $8,800 because that is the total that we had here. And so I just subtracted backwards. So now left over, we have $6,363.83. Thankful to God for that. $6,363.83. Now we're going to go from fixed expenses, and then we're going to go to variable expenses. We still need this. This is still a part of our 4 walls, meaning, in order to live, because variable for us is food, gas, and fun. And no, probably fun isn't the most important, but sometimes in order to not go crazy with spending, we have to have some type of fun money. We just find that to work better for us. So food, O gas for his car, Mo gas for my car, O fun, and then Mo fun. Okay, so for February, we're getting paid twice. So every time we get paid or every paycheck budget, we allocate $250. So that means for food. So that means we're going to have $500 in the food department. And when it comes to gas, every paycheck we allocate $35. So that means it's going to be $70 for his gas and $70 for mine. Every time we get paid, we allocate $50 per person for fund money. So that's going to be $100 for my husband and $100 for myself. So now we have $500. We're going to plus $140 because 70 plus 70 is $140. And then we're going to add $200. So now we have $840 total for our variable expenses. So we're going to take this number and we're going to subtract $6,363.83. It's going to say negative because I did it backwards. So what we have remaining is going to be $5,523.83. Now, I'm also very much grateful for this because this right here, $5,523.83, this number is what we have left over after our four walls are paid for, after all our bills are accounted for, and our gas and food. Well, actually, that's not true because we got to account for our student loan debt. But even with student loan, we probably will have $5,000 because our bills, because our bills for student loan, like what we actually owe, maybe equals 3 something. Okay, with the 2 something with my husband and the 1 something for me, it would equal about 3 something. So we would still have at least $5,000. And so for that, I'm grateful. I am grateful. So now we're going to go from fixed expenses, variable expenses, and we're going to go ahead and go to savings. Okay. So we have goals. We do have goals. One of the goals that I showed you all for the 2026 bingo was that we want to have at least a $75,000 for a house and purchase a home, right? So in order to do that, my husband and I decided that for our house account, every paycheck budget, I know this is a lot, but every paycheck budget, we're going to go ahead and allocate $1,000 to our house high yield savings account. Okay, so that's what we're going to account for. So we're getting paid 2 paychecks for February. We're going to put house and we're going to put $2,000. The next thing we have is sinking funds and our IRAs. Okay, sinking funds and then his IRA and then my IRA. So my husband and I, we do have our IRAs allocated, automated. I said allocated. It's automated. So every paycheck, we are going to give a certain amount of money so that way we can max out the 2026 IRA. We have never done it before, but we're trying to do it now. So also, again, with our sinking funds, we got to get our numbers together, trying to figure out what we're going to do when it comes to our car maintenance, how much that's going to cost us. So when it comes to sinking fund, we're going to give $677.99, very specific, just because we're zero-based budgeting. Also, our sinking funds is our car. It's like our house things. So like our toilet tissue, our paper towels. It's also our giving money. We also have been saving for a gun. We took gun classes. We have to take another gun class. In Maryland, you got to take 16 hours worth. So these are things that it doesn't just go to car. It's just a list of things. I probably should do a sinking fund video. I say that all the time and I never do it, but I will. Okay, so let me just show you 576.92 divided by 2. So $288.46. This is how much is automated for each paycheck budget to go to our IRAs, right? This is bi-weekly to go to our IRAs. But for monthly, because it's a monthly budget, we take that $288.46 and we times it by 2, and it is $576.92 per person. It's a lot of money. $576.92 and then $576.92. So we're going to take $576.92. We're going to times that by 2. That's going to be $1,153.84. Then we're going to add $677.99, and then we're going to add $2,000. Right here we have $3,831.83. I'm so happy that this number is big like this because to me that shows that we're putting a lot of energy into savings, right? A lot of energy into savings, investing, all the things. So $3,831.83. We're going to take this, we're going to subtract it from this. So that's going to be minus $5,523.83. And so now we have $1,692 left over. $1,692. Now we're going to the debt. Dun, dun, dun. So we're going to cover our student loans, my husband's student loan, and then my student loan. We also are doing this evenly. So it's going to be $846 per person, but we're going to divide it by 2, and that is what we're supposed to be giving or automating bi-weekly. We haven't done it yet because the numbers get a little icy-dicey, but when you do 423 times 2, because we're getting paid 2 times in the month of February, 846. Okay, so 846 and then 846. So you take that, you times it by 2, you get 1692. 1692, and that's what we had left over. So now we have a remaining of $0, darling, $0. Now we try to take out cash for certain things. It works best for us when it comes to food. Otherwise, we're gonna run up a check for some food. So we try to do $500 for food, and then we also try to do the fun money. We don't do gas because we like to go to Costco, but those are usually where we try to get cash out, just so like when you are out of cash, you just stop spending. It's so simple. Do we always do it? No, but do we try to do it more times than not? Yes. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. So I hope you go ahead and budget for your month of February. Write down your goals. Know when you're getting paid. Know what bills you have to pay. What money's coming out. What money's coming in. All the things. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.